For those of you who don't know what being machista is, it's a characteristic where it glorifies hypermasculinity, it glorifies inequality, and it glorifies belittling vulnerability. It glorifies traits in men of aggression and dominance. And a lot of people in my Latina community, grow up seeing that, because machismo is so normalized in the Latin community, and it's time to put an end to it. It's time to stop. If y'all grew up thinking that shit was okay, I'm letting y'all know today, right now, that's not okay. It is not okay. And I know it's a lot of people in their heart that be like, oh, I don't want to get treated like that. Or I know it's a lot of people in their heart growing up seeing the way people are treated, their tias, their moms, their siblings, because all they're used to is machismo. And so I know it's like something that everyone is used to. We're putting an end to the cycle right now. Like, I have to let y'all know that it's people out there where people know that toxic masculinity is wrong. It's not only wrong for the way it makes women feel, but it's wrong because at the end of the day, the men aren't taking care of themselves. The men aren't listening to their emotions. The men are living out of ego. So there's a life out there, and there are men out there who will simply respect women because they do that. They won't disrespect women, act above women, and treat women as if they belong to them. There's a world out there, and there are men and partners out there that do that and that know better. If you're so used to men who are machistas, and you know in your heart that is not how you want to be treated, you know in your heart, you know deep in your values, deep in your core, that is not what you want. But it's so ingrained in your brain. It's so ingrained in your brain that this is what life is. This is what's normal. This is how all men behave. This is how all men think. This is how all men act. We can start reframing that. We can start reprogramming that, because that is not true. And I'm here to let you know that is not true. That is not true. That's what we've been shown all our lives. That is what we've been shown. It is not true. And I don't know who created this machista, this machistas. I don't know who did it, but it needs to end today. It needs to end today. We have to stop. We have to stop recreating this cycle and showing the girls growing up that this is okay, this is not okay. They belittle women. They don't know themselves. They assert their dominance, and relationships aren't about dominance. Relationships aren't about aggression. Relationships aren't about disrespect. Relationships aren't about custody. That's not what relationships are about. Relationships are about respect. Relationships are about sharing values. Relationships are about love. That's what relationships are about. And if you don't know that, and if you feel like that's not true, but you feel like you deserve more than what you've been shown, you can provide that for yourself. You can break the cycle and show yourself different. Not only does the machismo mindset belittle women, but it causes a big effect within women overall. It doesn't allow women to stand up. It belittles them and affects them in their subconscious brain. It affects them in their reality. It affects them in what they can do and how they can show up for themselves and show up for their kids. It affects you in so many ways, in so many more ways than you could ever imagine. So it's time. It is time to put an end to machismo. It is time to stop acting like this is okay. This is not okay. It is not okay for men to think that they can run women just because they're men. Oh my gosh! This is not okay. And it is time to put a stop to it. It is not okay for men to beat on women just because they think they can. Just because they think that women belong to them. This is not okay. This is not okay. It is not okay for a man to tell you that you have to sit here and stay here because he said so. That is disrespectful. That is very much disrespectful because you do not belong to him. You do not. And it's so many women out there, so many girls out there who have never been told this. But you can live your life the way you want to live it. You can do that. And I'm here to tell you that there are men out there that will respect you and bring you the world. And that does not have to come with a price. That does not have to come with a price. And I know in a machista mindset, it'll come with a price. it'll come with a price. I'll bring you the world, but you have to do everything I say when I say it. That does not have to come with a price. If somebody's going to do something for you, they're going to do it because they want to, not because they want something in return. And there are people out there, there are partners out there that'll treat you with that respect and that'll love you so divinely, so equally. And it'll be a love it'll only add to your world. It won't take away from who you are. It won't make you feel any less. That love, that respect, that mutual relationship is so real. It is so real. And I want you to understand this, because in life we grow up seeing these patterns, and we grow up seeing these things that we think are very, very, very normal. And unless someone tells us that they're not, we have no idea, because we know no better. We know no better. But I'm here to tell you, I'm going to tell you today that that is not normal. And I'm going to tell you today that that is not okay. It is not okay. And this new generation, you today, old generations, we can all put a stop to it. We can stop feeding into what these men got going on in these machismo mindsets. That is not okay. It is so disrespectful. It is so disrespectful to you, and it is so disrespectful to every other woman you know. It is so disrespectful. Love yourself and respect yourself enough to show up for yourself and set boundaries for yourself and value them and respect them. We do not have to sit in relationships where men are derogatory towards women, where men think that they can run women. We can set prime examples of what equality is within men and women. There are real relationships that exist that are very much equal, because we are all equals. No man or no woman is better than any man or women just because of their gender. A lot of people I know growing up did not have a real representation of a healthy relationship. And that's okay. But as long as you understand that you want more than that, and you can show up for yourself and provide that, and you learn from what it is that you don't like and you don't appreciate, and you show up and don't accept it from there on, you can provide yourself what that relationship is that you want. You can do that for yourself. You have to create the change. We cannot keep allowing the disrespect. I don't care who it's coming from. I don't care if it's coming from your dad, your brother, your best friend, your boyfriend, your husband. We have to create the change within our reality. We have to create the shift to want more for ourselves, and able to see a difference, and able to see a change, and able to see a societal change. It doesn't matter if it's just you. You can't change everyone's world, but just you, with you being you and creating the change within your life, can inspire someone else to do the same for them, which will just cause a domino effect, and we'll slowly start to create this change. Just because you've seen it all your life does not mean that you have to go ahead and follow up on that too. Especially if you know in your heart that you want more. If you know in your heart that you want more, and you know in your heart and your values that you deserve more, provide that for you, because you can do that. And there are people in this world that'll show up for you. Well, that brings the end of this video. I'm very grateful for anyone who stayed and watched. I'm very grateful for anyone who stayed and listened to anything that I had to say. I'm so truly grateful, and I really hope that this created a new mindset in your brain. I really hope that this opened your eyes to anything, and I really hope it created a shift in your reality. And I really genuinely hope that you create the shift within yourself and your reality, and show up for you and everything that you care for. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for being here today.